Welcome back to Best to Watch. As the catalog for Netflix original movies continues to grow at a rapid pace, thankfully the quality is getting better as well. We'll help you find the best that Netflix has to offer at Best to Watch. We combine the top 10 original movies they can watch right now on Netflix. This video will only include films released on the streaming service in 2021. As always, these will be our personal favorites regardless of the scores from uptight movie critics. So, let's get started. Number 10, Moxie.
When I was 16, all I cared about was smashing the patriarchy and burning it all down.
Amy Poehler directs this charming film about budding feminist Vivian, played by Hadley Robinson, with a script from Tamara Chestnut and Dylan Mayer. Inspired by her mother, Vivian decides to expose systematic sexism at her high school.
Already starting. Emma Cunningham's just gonna get ranked most bangable for the second year in a row.
Through the anonymous Zion Moxie, and end up spearheading a cause other students support. Robinson hits the perfect balance of fired up and unsure that feels so familiar to young women, and she's surrounded by a strong and thoughtfully diverse ensemble. Moxie will make you want to get up and start something, even if the plan is a little half-baked, but your heart is in the right place. Number 9, Shadow and Bone. Shadow and Bone is the rare book-to-TV adaptation that took full advantage of the time between publishing and premiere and used it to improve the source materials in multiple directions. Leigh Bardugo's original novel was a smash hit, but Shadow and Bone the series makes the cast more diverse, adds a subplot starring characters from the companion series Six of Crows, and brings forth some of the book's messed up romantic politics thoughtfully and entertainingly. Casting Ben Barnes as the Darkling, long thought to be the ultimate fan cast, is only the very good-looking cherry, on top of a series that takes the thematic responsibilities of YA fantasy seriously, while being a dang good entertaining show. Number 8, Fate the Winx Saga.
Magic lives in the very fabric of nature.
Loosely inspired by the Netflix kids show Winx Club, Fate the Winx Saga was easily the most binge-worthy Hunger Games meets Harry Potter knockoff streaming this spring. Ridiculous in its title and premise, this drama didn't seem like it would work as well as it did. But a stellar cast and some heartfelt scripting makes this story of teenage fairy warriors a surprising winner. Abigail Cohen leads as Bloom, a young woman stunned to learn she has magical abilities. At Alfea College, she hones her skills and makes friends with fairies, played by Elliot Salt, Alicia Applebaum, Precious Mushba, and Hannah Van Der Woesten. They're an instantly likable group up against an increasingly menacing foe when unseen dark forces begin to encroach on the school. Number 7, The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Take your typical family road trip comedy, toss in a robot apocalypse, and top it all off with a heavy smattering of meme-worthy filters, doodles, and GIFs, and you might end up with something like The Mitchells vs. the Machines. A truly fun for the whole family feature that hinges on whether an artsy teen, voiced by Abby Jacobson, and her Luddite dad, voiced by Danny McBride, can set aside their differences long enough to save all of humanity from being launched into space by Siri Paul. Come for the jokes about her impending AI-led dystopia, stay for the heart-tugging moments of Mitchell family bonding. Number 6, Sir.
गाँव नहीं है, यहाँ ना अपनी जिंदगी खुद बनाते हैं.
First-time feature director Rohana Guerra sticks the landing with 2018 Sir, which was only released in cinemas in November 2020 and hit Netflix early in 2021. It's essential Indian cinema. Tilottama Shom stars as Ratna, a live-in housemaid to upper-middle-class Ashwin. Housemates are common in India where the film is set, but Ratna and Ashwin develop a slow-simmering and socially unthinkable love. With Guerra's writing and direction, this unlikely story never feels forced. The love blooms organically in furtive looks and hefty silence, and the trust they develop as Ashwin recovers from a broken engagement, and Ratna tells him about her late husband. The result is a film so soft and stirring that it will stay with you long after it ends.
लोग मजाक उड़ाएंगे,
मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Number 5, Army of the Dead.
Mr. Ward.
The best part of Army of the Dead is probably the first 15 minutes, but there's plenty more to keep you entertained, the whole action-packed 2-hour and 28-minute journey. David Bautista stars as a mercenary among the undead tasked with carrying out an impossible post-apocalyptic heist. and a vault beneath Las Vegas lies more than $200 million, but can he and his crew get it out without falling prey to the living dead? Number 4, The Dig.
Should we take a look at them then?
Right. Things like this are usually done.
At the center of The Dig is what might look at first glance like an ordinary bit of land, but with attention and patience reveals a rare and remarkable treasure. Likewise, The Dig might seem plain and mild at first, set in the picturesque countryside of 1930s Britain, and centering on a nice lady, played by Carey Mulligan, and the nice man, played by Ralph Fiennes, she hires to unearth this 6th century ship buried underneath her property. Gradually, though, it builds to something unexpectedly moving. With World War II drawing ever near, The Dig excavates the bittersweet histories and complicated emotions beneath its characters' stiff upper lips, finally coming up with the profound consideration of how and why to carry on when the entire world seems about to end. Number 3, Sweet Tooth.
Once upon a time,
Sweet Tooth was a surprisingly fantastical addition to the Netflix lineup this year, and its big bet on childlike wonder paid off in spades. Even though its setting takes place after a deadly virus has decimated the human population and caused the collapse of civilization, Sweet Tooth is more of a fairy tale told from the perspective of one of the other side effects of the apocalypse, a human-deer hybrid named Gus, whose father sheltered him from the worst of the world until shelter became untenable. Number 2, Bad Trip. Revel in the ridiculousness of Bad Trip. Brought to you by 3 of the dudes behind the Eric Andre Show, this mostly improvised romantic comedy stars Eric Andre as Chris, a hopeless romantic seeking a second chance with his high school crush, Lil Ray Howery, co-leads as Bud, Chris's best friend, or Bud, who agrees to a moonshot road trip in hopes of finding his friend's lost love. Tiffany Haddish steals the show as Bad Trip's main antagonist, Bud's sister Trina, who's newly escaped from prison and is wildly unpredictable. It's hands down one of the funniest movies of the year, and also one of the most innovative. The movie's meandering plot features a lineup of outrageous hidden camera pranks that cast innocent bystanders as extras in this rom-com from hell, and their genuine reactions make for an entertaining and surprisingly wholesome watch you'll remember for a very long time. Number 1, Bo Burnham, Inside. Among the more impressive pandemic projects to hit the market, Bo Burnham Inside is an unconventional comedy special that takes a painfully precise look at the traumatic experience of social distancing during COVID-19. In it, Burnham takes musical aim at everything from age 30 to Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, with his characteristic wit and self-deprecation. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you to find a new movie to watch, give it a thumbs up. What is your favorite original film on Netflix? Let us know about it in the comments, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe and click the bell to stay up to date with our latest top 10s at Best to Watch.